back in a moment as Norristown utterly confused, not knowing what to do right now. They've got to come out with a different game plan in the second half, down 43-17. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Norristown High School. The score at halftime, 43-17. Cheltenham controlling this game. The 17-0 Cheltenham Panthers. Lady Eagles have got to come out right now and make that statement if they have any chance of getting back into this game. And it's something that has to happen with the hands of Danielle Marshall and Melinda Fife right now. And it's got to go into the hands of Tamisha Johnson, Leanne Moore, and Sasha Sims. Everybody's got to get the ball right there. Good conversion from Norristown, quickly moving the basketball. That's what they've got to do. Maybe catch Cheltenham sleeping a little bit beginning of this second half. Leanne Moore will go to the line as Tammy Frazier gets called for her first. And 7 seconds into the second half, we have what we've had all game, fouls. Ivy Laws had 10 in that first half. Tammy Frazier with 9, Kelly Gould with 4. Leanne Moore hits her first. Rachel Laws and Andrea Jones both with 2. 13 for Shayla Johnson and 3 for Amy Bauman. For Norristown, 3 for Melinda Fife. Leanne Moore was the leading scorer, trying to get her 10th point right now. She finished the first half with 8, and 1 of 2 for her. 3 for Sasha Sims and 3 for Tamara Halsey. Ball will go back to Norristown. Things have calmed down a little bit in this gym. Very tense in the first half. Both teams need to kind of get back into the action here. Sims feeds Moore. Moore jumper off glass won't go. Off the hands of Tamisha Johnson and going to Cheltenham. Jones and Marshall pushing underneath. Rachel Wall's got to give her credit. She's done a nice job of checking back to the ball tonight. Into the hands of Andrea Jones. Cheltenham will be in no rush in the second half. They have that big lead. They're going to the basket though. Jones, her shot won't go. And Sasha Sims gets the rebound. Melinda Fife now will push up the court. Fife double team, feeds Sims. Sims from the top for 3. Sasha Sims has 6 points, 2 3-pointers. Norristown up to a 4-0 run early in this third quarter. Ball off of the hands or feet of Shayla Johnson and going to Norristown. So Norristown forcing a couple turnovers, stepping up the defense right now. Can't say they're back in it because it's still a 20-point game. Fife on the drive. She was hit a little bit on her way up. Andrea Jones now. Jones will wait and Cheltenham will set up their offense. Laws on the dribble. On the isolation, she kicks back out to Johnson. Johnson, ball fake, and she walked. Shayla Johnson, that's one of the things that's tough on that little ball fake that you give for a defender who's stepping out. Coaches always tell you to make that move because that's a move that'll get your defender in the air. Maybe you can draw a foul, throw up a crazy shot, but easier jumper if you don't have a defender staring in your face, obviously. Unfortunately, on that play, it's tough to do, really, without walking because you have to make sure that you don't go before you put up the ball. Norristown can't convert on their end of the court, and now Cheltenham back the other way. Cheltenham going from left to right in the blue and gold uniforms, Norristown wearing the white and blue. Feed inside, Tammy Frazier. Tamisha Johnson, a great job on defense, trying to make sure she doesn't get her 4th of the night. Jones tried to feed, quick hands from Tamisha Johnson, pushing up the floor. Fife's pass goes right into the hands of Ivy Laws. Laws on the dribble, and I think the foul's going to go to Melinda Fife right there.
Foul Fife, her 3rd, team
3 for the senior co-captain. Jones on the dribble. She kicked that one right out of bounds. A play that Pele would be proud of going back to Norristown. And I'm sure Pele will be calling me because, as always now, Pele really wants endorsements for everything he does. So by mentioning his name twice, I got to pay him double. Fife inside to Moore. Good strong move. Leanne Moore really the only person who's posed a threat on this Norristown team for Cheltenham. Cheltenham a great job of breaking the press, and now they're 3-on-2. Bounce past Tammy Frazier. Easy layup, and she blows the bunny. Back the other way, Fife now. Kicks it to Sims. Sims for 3. Good! Sasha Sims for 3. 9 points for her tonight, and Norristown back to within 17, making a run. 5 seconds right there on Ivy Laws, and she's going to argue the call. Got to make sure she doesn't get a technical. Norristown, very impressive in this third quarter. They are not giving up easily. 43-26 with 5:10 left. This is their chance to make a run. Sims underneath. Good! Sasha Sims on fire early in this third quarter. And we're going to get a foul on Danielle Marshall, trying to deny Andrea Jones the ball. Maybe a little bit too active with the hands for Marshall, her third. And now Ivy Laws will inbound once again.
Foul Marshall, her third, team second.
Trying to deny the ball, and they get it inside to Rachel Laws once again. Back in the hands of her sister, Ivy. Laws guarded closely by Sasha Sims. Great defense right there. Marshall tried to force the turnover. She's going to get called for a reach-in, and that's number 4. And quickly into the game is Tamara Halsey. She will spell Danielle Marshall. Amy Bauman quickly into the game for Andrea Jones. Ivy Laws still with a little bit of a limp from that earlier collision in this ball game into the hands of Shayla Johnson, but Laws still having a great basketball game. She has 10 points right now for Cheltenham. Bauman feeds Johnson. Johnson for 3. Jumper won't go. Frazier inside. No, I believe she got all ball right there, but she apparently got some of the hand for Leanne Moore, her third. So 4 of Norristown's 5 starters with 3 fouls. The only one without 3 fouls is Sasha Sims, and she has 1. Norristown's 4th foul of the quarter. Frazier makes the first. She now into double digits with 10. And her 11th point of the night. Fife to Sims. Feed the girl with the hot hand, I have to say, and she was stripped on her way up. And a foul. That one is going to be on Ivy Laws. Ivy Laws gets called for her third of the night. Frustration on her face. Halsey lost the ball out of bounds, and it'll go back to Norristown as it went off the hands of Laws. Actually, I don't think Halsey ever touched that ball. I think Laws got her hand on it. One of the Fifes really got to start to get in this game for Norristown. Sims guarded closely by Laws, and she'll kick it back out. Moore on the dribble. She'll shoot from the foul line. No good. Johnson battling inside. Fouled on her way up to the basket. Tamisha Johnson battling as hard as she can inside. At this point, every time down each end of the court, it is a foul. It's just very active defense at this point. Amy Bauman gets called for her first of the night. But when you have 2 teams go against each other, they're going to try and do all they can on defense, and that's why you're seeing the fouls. It's been kind of sloppy on both ends of the court, and Tamisha Johnson misses the first one. She's got to start hitting those from the line. And as she gets the experience of varsity, I mean, this is her first year, and you know she'll be the first one to tell you there's no excuse for missing foul shots. But as she gets older and gets that more experience and gets those sophomore, junior levels, she's going to get fouled more because she's such an intimidating presence inside, and she's going to have to start hitting foul shots because she's going to be going to the line more and more. Ivy Laws on the dribble, kicks it back out. Bauman for 3, won't go. Frazier. Tie up. We're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow going to Cheltenham. Good interior defense from Leanne Moore to get all ball on that play. Johnson was behind the line, feeds Walls, who's now on the line. No good. She gets her own rebound, and she walks with the basketball. Fife now, with 3:40 left in this third quarter, tried to dribble inside, and she's just losing her dribble. I don't know if the ball is slippery or not. She's lost her dribble 4 or 5 times inside, dribbled it off of people's feet. I think it's just because Cheltenham is so active in there. They tend to get to the ball very quickly. They just crowd around you. They collapse on you once you get into the paint. Norristown lining up now. Halsey now on the jumper. Won't go. Sasha Sims doing all she can. Goes into the basketball rack. Good hustle by Sims. She couldn't save it, however. Wall's back the other way. She'll drive the lane. Good feed. Great feed to Shayla Johnson. Those are two girls who have played together a lot, and that's what experience brings you. And now out to an 18-point lead, 47-29. Fife split the wickets, went through the legs of Sasha Sims. Sims looking into the sky in disbelief. So this Norristown team's got to be a little disappointed right now, down by 18. A lot of expectations coming into this game. This was a game they looked forward to. You have to say a disappointment because they're not winning this ball game. Bauman for 3, and it's good. Amy Bauman with a fist pump on the way down the court. Easy as that. 6 points for her tonight. She's trying to get her team fired up, but they don't need to be fired up. They are up 50-29 right now. Ivy Walls with a great steal. And she misses the layup. Fife pulls down the rebound. She'll push up the floor. Sims, good feed to Leanne Moore. Good composure from the Lady Eagles right there. Leanne Moore gets another 2. And Sasha Sims, another assist, as she's done such a fine job really distributing the ball tonight. Shayla Johnson now calling the play. Feeds inside, no soup for you. Sorry, another Seinfeld joke. Tie-up ball going to Cheltenham. Jones and Gould, two players who have played a lot in the first half, will check in. The Wallace sisters will sit down. Rachel and Ivy both getting a rest. Amy Bauman really working hard on the offensive side of the ball for Cheltenham. Setting picks, doing everything she can. She's the runner on that team. Jones inside, won't go. Rebound, and Tamisha Johnson's going to get called for the foul. She went back up, and she got all wrist on the way back up.
Foul Johnson, her 4th.
Tamisha Johnson, her 4th of the night.
Team 5th.
Coach Jackson looking down his bench really doesn't have a lot of options at this point. Daniel Marshall with 4, and Marshall's going to have to check back into the game. Frazier, one of the few mistakes Cheltenham has made tonight. Norristown back to the smaller lineup as Marshall will check in. She has 4 fouls, so she's got to be careful. Frazier 1 of 2 from the line. A 20-point lead for Cheltenham with 1:45 left in the third quarter. My name is Greg Fry. I'm bringing you one of the top games in the league, you would think tonight. Well, definitely tonight, as the two top teams in Suburban 1 American are going at it. Sasha Sims driving to the basket was fouled by Kelly Gould, and for Gould, her 4th of the night.
Team 4th.
A hack fest, if you will, as both teams really getting called for a lot of fouls tonight. 5 for Norristown, 4 for Cheltenham in this half. Sims makes her first one. Two of 2 for Sasha Sims. She now has 13 and a full court press for Norristown. Breaking the 5-second rule right there. Bauman gets it to go. Norristown's not been able to stop that transition. Cheltenham just getting up the floor too easily tonight. Norristown really has had no answer to stop them. Fife inside the Moore. Gets it to go. She beat Tammy Frazier to the spot, and Leanne Moore having a career night right now. Frazier lob pass to Andrea Jones, 2-on-1, bounce pass to Bauman, and Halsey fouled her on the way up to the basket. For Halsey, her first of the night. Smart foul denying
Foul, Halsey, her first, team 6.
the player, Amy Bauman, to get to the line. Excuse me, I lost my voice for a second. Went away and I couldn't seem to find a couple of words, so maybe I should just be quiet for a second and regain my composure. Probably didn't need to know that, but oh well, I told you. Amy Bauman makes her first from the line. Ivy Law is quickly back in the game. Tammy Frazier limps off of the court, but she'll take a well-deserved rest. Amy Bauman has come off the bench and provided a spark for this team tonight. She has 9 at this point, and her 10th point of the night. Ivy Laws, Tammy Frazier, Shayla Johnson, those are the 3 stars for this Cheltenham team. But really, Cheltenham getting contributions from everybody. Fife, the pull-up jumper, won't go. Tamara Halsey into her hands. Goes to the basket, won't go. Halsey on the spin move, won't go. Ball going to Norristown. Norristown was 4 of 26 from the field in the first half, and their shooting woes continuous. They've had some problems with layups. They've scored 35 points. Almost their average, I would say, at this point in the third quarter. Fife lost the ball, and it will go back to Cheltenham. They're getting the points that they usually score. Unfortunately, they're giving up more points than they always give up. I mean, 55 for this team is usually a final score, and we still have 8.5 minutes of basketball to play. Attacking Marshall with those 4 fouls, and of course, going to Shayla Johnson. Jones fouled by Fife on the way up. I have to agree with that one. And for Fife, number 4 on her. 3 players for Norristown with 4 fouls. At this point, it's a crapshoot as to who you put in the game, because everybody's going to get into foul trouble. With the 7th foul of the quarter and of the half, Cheltenham will be in the 1-1 now. Jones makes the first one. Andrea Jones, her 3rd point of the night. Cheltenham back out to a 21-point lead. Norristown got it within 15 earlier in this third quarter. Cheltenham starting to regain that lead that they had. Jones 2 of 2. And now with under 30 left, Norristown looking to get points at the end of this third quarter. Fife on the dribble penetration, a little hop step. Amy Bauman's going to get called for a foul as Fife drove to the basket. Bauman really just couldn't stop Fife. Sims now going to get called for a travel. Looks like she slipped as she accepted that ball. And now with Norristown retreating on defense, Cheltenham will push up the floor. Shayla Johnson on the dribble, off glass, good. Shayla Johnson, very impressive drive right there for number 12 from Cheltenham with 1 second. Fife at the buzzer. Her shot hits the top of the backboard after 3 quarters of play. Norristown really no ability to chip into that lead, 59-35.